Okay, so here next class 10 maths, the test 9.C portion. Okay, questions B 9, 10, 11, 12. On your textbook you'll find this on page 214. Okay, let us start with question B9. Let me read the question for us. The angle of elevation of the top of the building from the foot of the tower is 30 degree, and the angle of elevation of the top of the tower from the foot of the building is 60 degree. If the tower is 80 meter high, find the height of the building. Okay, so here there is a tower. Okay, so here let us say this is the building. This is the building, and here there is a tower. So from the foot of the building, this is the building, the person, his height is considered to be negligible. So it's just a point, okay, that this is eye, that means elevation. So he's looking above his eye level to the top of the tower. The tower, which is 50 meter tall, the question clearly says that. Okay, 50 meter tall. Then he walks, this is the building A, B. Then he walks like this to the foot of the tower. His eye is here now. And so join his eye to where he's looking. That's your line of sight. And his eye is this one. So horizontal line through his eye, that is called elevation because looking above. So when he walks to the foot of the tower and then looks at the top of the building, the elevation was 30 degrees. The question is saying, find the height of this building AB. Now let us complete it C and this one D, let us say. So here we have in the figure, okay, here in the figure that we have drawn by reading the question, BC is clearly 50 meter. This is nothing but the height, okay, height of the tower according to the question. Then here AB is equal to question mark. The question is asking us this one, height of the building, okay, the height of the building. Then the angles of elevation. Now we forgot to mention, but when he looked from the foot of the building to the top of the tower, his eye was here, then elevation was 60 degrees. When he walked here, the elevation of the building top was 30 degrees. So the angles of elevation, there are two of them. That's why we put here plural as first from the foot of the building, the elevation of top of the tower is 60 degrees, which is DBC, 60 degrees. He walked here and he looked at this one, and the elevation was angle SCB, 30 degrees. So this up to here is the information given in the question. With this, you have to find the height of the building AB. Now, as we started from the first video of the class, first class, we know that this is a right triangle now here, right from here to here. In a right triangle, if one side is known, here as we see BC is known, 50 meter, and one angle inside that triangle is known, 60 degrees and 50, you can easily find the two unknown sides. We don't need this, but we can find BC, right? So this one, we can find out. So in order to do that, in right triangle, DBC or BCB, we want to find this BC, unknown on the numerator, and a known value BC, 50 meter denominator. That's easier, right? So let us do that. So this BC by DC. So that is base by adjacent by opposite. Okay, so that is called. And the angle is clearly here, 60 degrees inside this triangle. So we write here BC by DC is 50 meter, and cot 60 is 1 by root 3, right? Having done that, we are trying to find BC, so don't move BC. Then if you shift the 50 from the denominator, it will go up to the numerator and multiply 1. So 51 the 50 by root 3 meter also will go up. Then we know by now how to do this. To remove the irrational root 3 from denominator, we always multiply by the identical same root up and down. So as we keep on doing it, we will get here. That is equal to 50 root 3 meter divided by root 3 into root 3 is 3. So we may keep this one as equation number 1. Now what is the advantage now? of finding BC, 50 root 3 by 1, root 3 by 3. Because the advantage is BC is also the side of the other right triangle ABC. So now one side is known for ABC also, right triangle here, and 30 degrees is known already, so we can use easily this BC value that we found out just now here, BC value, to find out the height of the building. See? So that's how we're going to do it. So take the other right triangle. In right triangle ABC, you want the height of the building unknown, put it on the numerator, and the known value in the three sides of this triangle is BC, as we found out just now here. So put that value, this line, let it be longer and put equal, very important, okay? Then only then you put this here, BC. Okay, wait, before that, just put BC, and what is that? AB by BC with 30 degree compared in this small triangle is opposite by adjacent side, which the name of that ratio is 10 and the angle is 30 degree. Okay, next step is where I wanted to say, put a long line and equal sign first. And when you are bringing this BC, which is here, 50 root 3 by 3, 50 root 3 by 3 meter, make sure this is shorter than the main line and let equal sign be here, otherwise you will get confused in the next steps, okay? Very important. Now when you change this one, you have to give the results using equation number 1. We got the value of BC equal to this much from equation number 1, as you can see. So here, now if you this is called divided by. So if you change the multiplication sign, this one into the numerator, in below this one, numerator, denominator. So denominator 3 will go up and multiply with this 3. So it becomes 3AB. And then 50 root 3 numerator will be still up, will go down. So here 50 root 3, and even meter is up, so it will go down. Please remember it's in the denominator. Then this will be equal to here, this side nothing will touch to same. So once you're through with that here, what we do is that here 50 root 3 by 3. Okay, so 3AB. Okay, so we write here AB. We're almost getting the value for AB. Now you write this one 1 by root 3. Okay, and now you shift this 3 by 50 root 3 meter, everything except AB, to the right side, and down this one will go up. 50 root 3 and meter will go up. Divided by this 3 will come down. So now you get here root 3 and root 3 cancelled. So you're left with 50 divided by 3 as the value. 50 divided by 3 is 3 ones are 3, 2 in hand 0, 3 6 are 18, 2, and so one way of dividing is no more digits, so you can stop and write the quotient here. Your textbook is doing, you put a dash, and above the dash, remainder 2, and the divisor 3. This much meter is the height of the building. So you can write, so therefore, height of the building here, AB, is equal to, just now we found out, 16 2 by 3 meter. Okay, so that is your first question. 9. So let us go to 10 now. Let me read the question for us. You write down B10. So say there it says 2 poles of equal heights. Keep that in mind. Equal heights are standing opposite to each other on either side of a rod which is 80 meter wide. From a point between them on the rod, the angles of elevation. So the person is looking above his eye level, not below, because we know below is depression. The top of the poles are to be, one of them 60 degree, and when you look at the other poles, the other pole is 30 degree respectively. Find the height of the 2 poles and then the distances of that point where he is standing from the 2 poles. So here, just draw this along with me. There is a rod. Here, keep some gap because I think you will need some spaces here. There is one pole here and another pole here on the right side of the rod. So you know now very clearly that this is the rod. Okay, that means the rod is like this. The car would be traveling in a sense like this. Right side of the rod. So I'm driving and then on the right side, left side. So this is right side of the rod, left side of the rod. On right side, one pole, the other side, another pole. Both of them equal length, height. We don't know how high it is, where to find. And then in between the rod at a point C, let us say. So this is the first pole, then this will be C. Let us say he is standing here, so his eye is C. Here we are assuming the person to be height to be negligible because the height of the poles are long. So his eye would be just C. Okay. Now he look at the first pole, so he's looking above his eye level. So the horizontal line passing through his eye is BC and line of sight is AC. So angle between them is called elevation, was 60 degrees. From the same point without moving, he look at the top of the other one. So his eye is this one, horizontal line of sight. So this is 30. The question is saying like that. So let us complete the figures. C, okay, C is there already. So this one will be D and E. As we said, as we read the question, the total width of the rod is very clear. BD is a rod like this. The rod is, and the car is traveling like this. Okay, so next, this is the, it will be 90 degrees here. This is the width of the rod. You have to find these heights of the pole, ED and AB. In a sense, if you find one, that is enough because question said they are equal heights. Then you have to find the point where is standing C. How far it is from AB? That means you have to find DC, question mark. And then you have to find this one also, question mark, CD. So this one question mark, this one question mark. 1, 2, 3, 4 question marks you have to find out. So let us start here. In the figure, as we read the question very clearly, here if you want to put like that, AB is equal to ED equal to question mark are the heights, okay? The heights of the two poles of, question very clearly says, equal heights. They are of equal heights. Heights of the two poles of equal heights, okay? Heights of the two poles of equal heights. Okay, so next here, heights of the two poles which are of equal heights. Now, next here, we have here BD, is the rod. 80 meter is nothing but this is the width of the rod, okay, the width of the rod. And next here, the angles of elevation. Angles of elevation as it stands at the point C between the rod. First, you look at the first pole, SCB, equal to 60 degree, and then angle ECD. You look at the other one, and it is 30 degree. This information is given. With this, we have to find out these values, A, B, E, D, and then the distance of C from B and D, the two poles, means you have to find BC equal to question mark, and CD also equal to question mark, are distances which the question is asking us, distances of the point C, the point where the observer is standing, from the two poles respectively. That means BC is the distance from the first pole and this second, that's the meaning of the word respectively here. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, we have to find out 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So how do we go about doing this? It's quite simple. We just follow clearly, then you will get it. Now let us take the triangle here in right triangle ABC. We'll just take directly this first one here, small right triangle. You just write AB by BC. So we write here AB by BC. And compare that to 60 degrees, that is opposite by adjacent. So obviously that is 10 and the angle is 60 degrees. So as we continue to do here, okay. So here that will give you AB by BC is equal to 1060 is root 3. So let us just put this one here, AB, and shift BC, then you'll multiply root 3 and become root 3 BC. Keep this one as equation 1. Okay. Then let us go to the other right triangle. Okay, the other right triangle is, let's write down, in right triangle EDC or DEC, whatever you like, in right triangle EDC. Like we've been done just now, let us put ED by this one CD. Equal to again opposite by adjacent, so 10, 30 degrees this time. Okay. Okay, now let us do this. Just keep this ED as it is and let us deal with the CD for one moment. CD can be expressed in a slightly different way. See here, full length of the rod, weight of the rod, BD, minus here, CD here, BD minus this one, then that's the same as CD. You got it right? BD minus BC is CD. So we can replace CD by that one. And this is 1 by root 3. Then here ED by BD is 80 meter. So that is the advantage. That's why we're taking that. 80 meter minus BC, just keep it as it is. This is equal to 1 by root 3. Okay. Then we notice here in the beginning, first step, AB and ED are equal. So let us change this ED to AB. And right here, divided by 80 meter, the rest is same, minus BC. This is equal to 1 by root 3. And we can give the reason here since using equation number, or not using equation number, but we didn't number it, so we just write here. AB equal to ED, the height of the two poles are equal, the question says. So we will just write that. Now, what is the advantage of changing ED to AB, or why did we do that? Because we are aware that we have the value for AB here, root 3 BC from equation 1. So if we replace that by here, AB by root 3 BC, the advantage is what? So root 3 BC. Then everything will become BC and we'll be getting now BC from this equation. That way we'll first find BC and slowly the others values will also come up. And we give the reason here, since using equation number 1, this root 3 BC, AB here are equal because of equation number 1. So the advantage now is that root 3 into root 3 cross multiply 3 BC equal to 80 ones are 80 meter, cross multiply up and down, right? Equal, and then minus into plus minus BC into 1 BC. So that way we're going to get 3 BC, the terms containing BC you bring on one side, minus BC will become plus BC on the left side when it comes from the right side, so shifting side. 80 meter is same, it's on the same side. So that gives you here 2 BC because 3 BC plus now number is shown is 1. 3 mangoes plus, sorry, 3 is not minus, 3 mangoes plus 1 mango is 4 mangoes. Similarly, 3 BC plus 1 BC is 4 BC, right? Is equal to here 80 meter. So if you write BC and shift this here 4, it will come down to denominator and it will cancel. So it will be 20 meter, 4 into 20. So BC you got, so put this one as equation number 2, following the last one. So we got this one, see BC, we wanted BC, you can take it if you want. So we got this one already. Now we can easily get CD because we know, but CD also we want. See here, BC, you got me CD, you can easily get. For common sense also, CD is BD, full line BD minus BC. See, BD minus BC is CD. So we can easily get now BD is given 80 meter minus BC, just now we got 20 meter. And the reason for this is since we know BD question says the width of the road is 80 meter and using here equation number 2. So this is just a matter of 60 meter, 80 minus 20, equation number 3. So we got the two distances already, BC and CD. What we need is the height of the pole. This is quite easy. So we can just continue. Now putting this value, okay, putting equation number 3 value or whatever in equation number 1, I think we will get AB. See here, AB, what do you mean by that? AB equal to root 3 into BC, just now you got now from equation number 2. Not 3 value, sorry, 2 value. 2 value in equation number 1. Then BC is in 2, so that is 20 meter, which will be equal to 20 root 3 meter. Therefore, AB and the height of the two poles ED from the beginning you can see here are equal, so you can just write there 20 root 3 meter. So that is your answer for everything, equation number 4. So all done, 2, 3, 4. So it's just a matter of writing our final answers. So you can do that. Here you write, therefore, first one, question is asking us, find the height of the pole. So height of the poles okay, which is AB and ED, both of them equal to 20 root 3 meter. You get this one by using equation number 4, first answer. Then second one, distances. What the question is asking is distances, question number 10, and find the height and the distances to the point from the pole. So distances of the point here, we know now in the diagram, point C, from the two poles are here, here CD and BC. So you just write BC equal to 20 meter, and this one CD equal to 60 meter. This one you get by using equations number 2 and 3. Okay, so your final answer, all the values are there now. Okay, so that is done. Now let us go to B11. So B11, let us try. Write down B11 and let me read the question for us. Here B11 says a TV tower stands vertically on a bank of a canal. From a point on the other bank directly opposite to the tower, okay, the angle of elevation of the top of the tower is 60 degrees. From another point 20 meters away from this point on the line joining this point to the foot of the tower, the angle of elevation of the top of the tower is 30 degrees. Find the height of the tower and the width of the canal. So canal means artificial river. Let us say this is the canal. And then nodi do inika flow go means inika the right side of the river, right side of the canal. This is the nala. Canal means big nala. Right side, left side. On one side there is a tower. Tower height we don't know. We have to find. Let us say A, B. So this one dry immediately outside water is called bank. So the other bank is C. From bank opposite to the tower, the person is standing exactly outside water means bank. If you look at the top of the tower, the question says 60 degrees. This is making 90 degrees here. And he walks around 20 meter distance away from this bank C, and then he stops here D, and he looks at the same point again. This time elevation is 20 meter walk away, and he got there. His eye is here, so looking up to elevation. With this, you have to find the height of the tower and the width of the canal means BC. Okay, so here, let us write down in the figure that we have drawn just now. We have here AB is equal to question mark is the height of the tower. Okay, and then BC is also question mark is the width of the canal, is the big nala or artificial river. Okay, so that is the one. Then next, CD is equal to 20 meter distance the observer moves away, okay, away from the bank of the river where he was initially standing, C. Okay, so these angles of elevation. First one was when he was standing right at the bank of the river, it is angle ACB equal to 60 degrees. Then he walked away and the elevation has decreased, because if you walk away the angle will decrease now. ADB is equal to 30 degrees. With this information, we have to find this BC width of the canal and height of the tower AB. We're going to start with this triangle here in right triangle. It's quite simple if you follow closely, okay? ABC. Let's just take this AB by BC. So here we write AB by BC. That is opposite by adjacent, so 10 and angle is 60 degrees as you can clearly see here. So that gives you here, that implies AB by BC will be equal to 1060 is root 3. So we'll just write AB in its own place. Shift this BC, will multiply root 3, so it will become root 3 into BC, equation 1, let us put it. And let us move on to the other triangle. Okay. In the other triangle, here, let us write down in the right triangle, ABD, the big one. Now we're taking this ABD. Let's write the same thing that we've done a moment ago. AB by BD, opposite by adjacent, is equal to 10 again. This time the angle is 30 degrees. Okay. So now slowly do it. AB, just keep it that way for some time, and then BD, let us break it up into BC plus this one here, CD. Then 1030 is 1 by root 3. Then we know AB by BC, just keep it as it is. CD value is, we know, 20 meters. So you just put here 20 meter is equal to 1 by root 3. Then here, let us think a little bit. We have to find AB question mark and BC. So which one we want to find first is up to us. Now, AB, if you notice in equation 1, why we did this is because we can use this in place of AB, this root 3 BC. What is the advantage of that? That way, only one quantity is unknown now, BC. We can easily find BC first. After that, we can put the BC value here to find AB. You see here, the advantage is now only BC. So, the reason why you change this AB to root 3 BC is since using equation number 1. Okay, so let us continue. And as we continue, here, so we came here. So, very simple now, root 3 in the root 3 is cross multiply, okay, B3, BC, root removed. This cross multiply after the equal sign, BC 1s are BC plus 20 1s are 20 meter. Then we bring here the terms containing BC, 3BC, and this more sign means plus of this side minus BC, go to left side, and then this one is 20 meter. We're almost done with this BC. So here 3 mangoes minus 1 mango means 2 mangoes. So 2 BC, which is equal to 20 meter, right? So BC is a simple matter of 20, and this 2 shift means we'll go to denominator. So 2 tens are 20. So 10 meter is BC. Let us put this one as equation number 2. So we got the width of the canal already. We want AB. How do we do that? Now, putting, or you can also say substituting, up to you, equation 2 value that we got just now, which is BC equal to 2, BC equal to 10 in equation number 1, you will simply get AB directly will be equal to root 3 BC. So root 3 into BC here, 10 meter. So that is 10 into root 3 is 10 root 3 meter. Therefore, you can just write the final answer. The height of the tower, which is AB, is 10 root 3 meter. You can put this one as equation 3 if you like, and say here, since using equation number 3. And then one more thing, the width of the canal. Width of the canal, which is simply BC, is equal to here 10 meter, and you can write here, since using equation number 2. So quite simple, right? One more question is there, question B12. So let us go there, B12. So B12, okay? Okay, so let us read the question here. B12 is, from the top of a 7 meter high building, the angle of elevation of the top of a cable tower is 60 degrees, and the angle of depression of the foot is 45 degrees. Determine the height of the tower. Okay, so there is a building very clearly 7 meter tall. Let us say this is the building 7 meter tall. AB is the building. Let us say this is given. From the top of a building, person in I is here. He is standing on the top, and he look at the cable tower. Taller, that means, because the question says he look at the top of tower, and elevation means surely the cable tower will be taller. His eye is here, so draw the horizontal line and his line of sight. So the angle from between these two is elevation 60 degrees. Same position, he look at the bottom of the tower. He look at the bottom of the tower means he look at the foot of the tower. So his eye is here and horizontal line. So now below his eye level, so depression is 45 degrees. Now these two lines are parallel, so alternate angle here will be same, equal 45 degrees. Let's complete it. C, D, and E, 90 degrees. Here also 90 degrees if you want. And so height of the cable tower is what the question is asking. Okay, so we will do this in the figure. Okay, A, B very clearly. So we'll just write these things because directly given in the building question, height of building. Then what is not known and question is asking is EC question mark is the height of the cable tower. So we can just write in short as tower if you like. Then angle of elevation. Here angle of elevation is angle EAD 60 degree. And the angle of depression, when you look at the bottom of the tower or the foot of the tower, the angle of depression is angle here DAC, which is equal to angle ACB, alternate angle. So they are both equal to 45 degree. With this information, we have to find this. Now, please look here. We will write this step by step. Here, I will write first thing AB equal to DC, and because they are opposite sides of a rectangle are always equal to each other in length. See here, this ABCD is a rectangle, so AB and DC are opposite sides, they will be equal now, which means, in other words, AB will be equal to DC, both of them will be 7 meters, because AB is already 7 meters. We'll need this, so we'll put the pi, because if we know this 7 meters now, so we know this is 7. All we need is to find ED and join to this, that is the height of the tower. So we are trying to find now this one, ED. How will you do that? Now we have a clue here. This is right triangle. Ekta angle jane or ekta side AB7. Ekta side or ekta angle jane level BC. Any unknown side by the BC. Now, so we'll do that. So here in right triangle ABC, we want to find unknown side BC. So we write that BC. Okay, BC divided by the known side is AB. We are taking this triangle, okay, ABC. We know this side, see? That is adjacent by opposite, so cot, and cot 45 degrees. So here we write BC by AB equals 7 meters. See? AB equals 7 meters. Cot 45 is 1. So we continue and we write here BC therefore is 7 meters. But we very clearly see that BC is also equal to AD because they are again opposite sides of a rectangle. We know are always equal to each other. See here. We see here very clearly BC and AD are opposite sides of this rectangle. So in other words, we can write now BC and AD are both equal to BC 7 already, so both of them is 7 meters. Now what is the advantage of this? This is equation 2, let us say. Now with 1 we have written here AB equal to 7 meters. So we write here, if you want, since using equation number 1, we have replaced AB by this from equation number 1, AB here. So if we know here now AD is known as this is 7, then one side of this triangle is known, one angle, so we can easily find this. So this plus this already known height of the tower. So that's what we're trying to do. So here now we will write here, therefore in the other right triangle, EDA or EAD, we want this ED divided by AD is known now. That's why we're doing this AD equal to 7, which is equal to opposite by adjacent, so then 60 degree. So that is ED by AD. Just now we got here 7, so we write here 7 meters is equal to root 3 because we're using equation number here 2. So that will give you ED is equal to 7 will go up, so 7 root 3 meter. So this is equation number 3. Let's say. Therefore, height of tower now very easy. If you want to write directly, EC is equal to ED plus DC. Common sense also, everyone can see that ED plus DC. ED is just now 7 root 3 meter plus DC from equation 1 is 7. So you just write just 7 meter and write at the back since using equations 1 and 3. So to take out the common factor 7 outside bracket, then root 3 inside plus 7 ones are 7 and meter common on the back side. So this is the height of the cable tower. Okay.